City, an allegedly stolen truck here. This black, I believe, a Chevy Silverado.
For those who are tuning in, thanks for joining us. Before I get to this, it's a black Chevy Silverado that the police have been tracking it overhead. That started with a stolen vehicle before the pursuit, before they jumped onto the 710 southbound 710 freeway. And now they're engaging this southbound 710 freeway, reaching speeds of 100 miles an hour. How could they go fast with that truck that's going fast and that normal size? Back and forth on the 60 between the 605 and the 710 that he or she was on. The LA County Sheriff's Deputy helicopter was overhead. They've been monitoring this now because you see that traffic. Be careful with that traffic. You gotta imagine, be aware of your surroundings. Always what's coming up next to you is you don't let the pursuit go by. Don't try to change lanes and don't try to involve yourself or bring yourself into these pictures because you don't want to hurt yourself. You don't want to get hurt because the police are making sure that they don't get hurt because they don't try to bring yourself into pictures by being a hero into that pursuit and so they don't try to be involved and be a civilian and don't try to lend a helping hand. Let the police just handle it. It came back to 1029 for the Victor code for the stolen vehicle. They tried to stop it and they took off. The watch commander who's in charge of this pursuit. In addition to that, according to the CHP, that they did allow sheriff's helicopter overhead. They had eyes on this for a long period of time. Ground units, CHP just engaging this. This is the pursuit of that stolen truck, stolen vehicle on the southbound 710 freeway. You know what, the suspect, is getting a good clip at least 100 miles an hour. There's not a lot of traffic right now. It happened almost 3 years ago in 2023. Thankfully, they're going to continue on the same direction, 100 miles per hour, weaving in and out of lanes. I can tell you that he speeds up and running the needle right there, making threats to those commuters, going whizzing past them like speeding up like a race car pit stop. And I can tell you he's been on the run. This pursuit has been on the run. He's been on the run from the police for about 15-20 minutes. You see the driver picking up speed, cruising along. Typically for the law enforcement, they have automatic license for scanners. Something will tip them off an alert on their dashboard computer. And when there's a notification for the units involved, when there's a live streaming of the police chases that's being live streaming. I commented down on the live police chases video. We don't know if it's a male or a female. Someone will find out. But they liked my comment, thank goodness. Helicopter prepare in case they run. In that case, they run. They go away. They get away from the police. It doesn't work that way in that truck. Or in a fast luxury car, you get away and the ground unit tries to back off and they let the LAPD helicopter go into tracking mode. They have the fixed wing helicopter that they're overhead. They're between 90 to 100 miles an hour on a trajectory with Long Beach, unless he takes the 105 and enter that restricted airspace like it happened with the U-Haul. Burglary suspects made a phone call to a friend and gets into that waiting Lexus. If you check out that video popped up here, I guess you could. And then we have not heard a count of number of people. Thank goodness he's not going to go to the 105 freeway. They want to post pursuit tactics. Unless something less lethal involved with the canine, or get the dog to make the dog get the suspect's attention to different CHP offices areas soon. Right now, the East LA area station, they'll come to the South LA, crossing underneath the eastbound 105 freeway. Let's talk about the tactics of this is coming to an end when they're driving aggressively, or when the suspect is stopped by traffic, and when they're trying to slow down aggressively. That happened with that black Lexus. They tried to do a TBI pit maneuver. The week before that, they put an end to this when a suspect got T-boned. It was a mercenary suspect standoff marathon with police. They have really high speeds with this guy indicating that they're driving on the right hand. Hey, I'm driving on the right hand shoulder with two wheels. For example, please until he gets onto the surface streets, and he might have to slow down. Now he's going to take an exit if he has to, and they're going to get spike stripped if he gets to the surface streets. We're going to have two back-to-back police chases today. Just for today, we'll let you listen.
A couple of weeks ago, that car was going pretty slow, staying in the same lane, and it gave CHP, it really kind of opened up their tactical options. This time, considerably more limited here. We'll see what they do as we approach the 91 freeway.
Yeah, we're going to go past the 91 freeway soon, and they already passed the 105 freeway, and if we keep taking this, so as we all know, this is going to take us into downtown Long Beach, where we saw a pursuit end last week, actually, into Long Beach, or this past week, excuse me. We've had so many pursuits this week.
And the 710 is very popular
exactly.
this week with pursuits. That is the third one where we've been on the 710.
Yeah, no kidding. And I was just going to say about pit maneuvers, along the freeway. Looks like they are getting off the freeway now. But, we're talking about pit maneuvers, especially at these excessive speeds, the CHP is not going to do that. But also, just the fact that this car is a high-profile car and not a small sedan that we're, usually looking at oftentimes. They have different pursuit policies when it comes to pit maneuvers, for higher vehicles or higher up vehicles. Looks like they're running that red light, making that wide right turn past those vehicles, and just going to start going through these residential areas now.
Des, let's get it back up to you because quite a bit has changed since the last time we checked in with you.
Yeah, right off the freeway, Long Beach Boulevard, took that off-ramp really fast, slammed on the brakes, almost lost control there. We saw him almost lose control on the freeway as well. There is the sheriff's deputy's helicopter there going through the shot. You can see they still have excellent eyes on this vehicle with their spotlight widen out here momentarily, and there's CHP as well. We'll see. Maybe they'll get an opportunity for a pit maneuver here, but so far this driver is really intent on keeping quite a bit of distance between them. Oh, what was going on here? Right up onto the curb. Oh, CHP is right there. Might have been a good chance for a pit maneuver to try to kind of box him in there, but a pretty failed turn there by this suspect going right up on the curb. But because they were in a truck, they were able to pull out of that pretty quickly. And now as we head back southbound on Long Beach Boulevard towards the 91 freeway, this suspect, we'll see if they're getting ready to bail from the car. That was the last two pursuits we had once they got off the freeway looking for a place to ditch this vehicle. So we'll see here.
Yeah, that could certainly be the MO here. We see that quite a bit. They get the surface streets and try to find a place to bail out, get into a
spike strip attempt.
Oh, there we go. That's your right.
Wow.
Oh, and I think he's going to lose it right there. Take it.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Geez, I think he might have hit that spike strip, or he saw the spikes, and now we've got a lady out and running here. Is that the driver? We'll stick with. They're coming to clear the vehicle, swarming the vehicle. It looks like this was the driver, got out the passenger side. 5 of the officers coming up to try to catch up with her. She's got her purse with her, and looks like she's already running out of steam here, and she is going to get tackled here, taken down to the ground by swarmed by the officers, Artesia and Long Beach Boulevard. Did not take long after this was off the freeway to bring this one to an end.
Yeah, that was a big purse. She was carrying something like a bag or something out there.
She was running fast.
Not going very fast.
Yeah, my goodness.
Okay, well, they were able to track her down pretty quickly.
What about the driver, Desmond? Are they still looking at the car right now?
I think that was the driver, and she got out on the passenger side. Yeah, I think she didn't want to get out on this side here. But, that there was really quick work. CHP that was back there on lanes there, on the northbound lanes, they had spike strips in that short time they were on Long Beach Boulevard, were able to get out and deploy that and have it ready. I couldn't tell if it was successful, but at the very least, I think it distracted this suspect, and they lost control of the vehicle, slammed into that pole, and brought this all to an end without any injuries.
Pretty quick, right after the spike strip that seemed to deflated the tires pretty quickly, she lost control. Now it's going to be pretty much a code 4. It looks like the stolen vehicle suspect.
Yeah, code 4. She's in custody after she lost control. Almost, but the second time she did.
All in Temple City not too long ago. So we'll leave it at that. Des, thank you so much.
We are following breaking news. Police are in pursuit of a suspect, Desmond Shaw, live.
I'll get to that this next several weeks.
I have a question.
You can ask me anything.
Where did we come from?
that's following that stolen F-150 pickup truck in the middle part of your screen there. That is going to be the red truck you see there. Let's go up to Desmond Shaw and SkyCal with the very latest. Des.
Yeah, look at this huge truck just flying along here, Jeff, up to 65 miles an hour as we are at Carson and Western. So pretty busy out here at the end of rush hour traffic. This is Gardena PD that are in pursuit of this vehicle, and they were saying no plates on this vehicle. So I think the assumption is that this car may be stolen and just driving really, really crazy here. Now, southbound on Western, again, one of the smaller agencies, Gardena PD, they have a LA County Sheriff's Deputies helicopter overhead. So they have this covered both from the sky and the ground. I believe they had some difficulty locating this vehicle at one point from the air, but they are now overhead and kind of locked in. And this suspect is definitely driving pretty desperately now, southbound on Western here through the South Bay. A huge truck with no plates, possibly stolen, with Gardena PD. Jeff, Mike.
Yeah, so Des, tell us a little bit about what you know about the driver. Are there any passengers? Other information about that?
They haven't heard any other information about how many people are in the vehicle. Once we get an opportunity to try to look at through the windshield, if the angle allows us to, we will see what we can see. Whoa! Look at that! They're trying to pit maneuver there. It looked like that's pretty crazy. That smaller cruiser against this huge, whatever this is, a heavy-duty Ford F-250 or 350. Looks like that might have kind of got the driver's attention here at up to pretty high speeds again, over 60 miles an hour. Pretty surprising thing to see there. But, sometimes we see that from some of these smaller agencies. We see them, take a bit more of an aggressive tack than some of the other agencies, crossing all these lanes, wrong side of the road here, through another big intersection, Sepulveda and Cabrillo. So we'll see what they're going to do now that they've really got this driver's attention.
Yeah, I just really don't know what the physics are on something like that, a smaller vehicle. I'm going to bring in Mike Rogers with the assignment desk over a bigger vehicle. Now, the F-150 is going to be a half-ton pickup, a 250. We don't know if it is a 150 or 250. 250 is going to be three-quarter-ton, more heavy-duty pickup truck. But the laws of physics here do come into play, Mike, but nonetheless, they at least look to appear to try to pit.
Yeah, they do. And, Jeff, we've dealt with this before. There was a pursuit that came out of the Lost Hills, Calabasas area with actually a truck that was a bit bigger than this, but they tried to do a pit maneuver as well, and the patrol car, essentially kind of just bounced off of it a little bit. It didn't even, the truck didn't even spin. This is a smaller truck, so it may spin, but yeah, you're right. I mean, if this is top heavy, it's a heavy-duty truck, it could cause a lot of damage doing that pit maneuver. Jeff, I also want to mention that Gardena PD has had the opportunity to hand this over to the CHP when he was on the one. Here we go again. Oh!
Well, that was successful. Let's see what happens here as he goes into reverse. They got the Gardena units to the front. Let's go back upstairs to Des. Des, take it from here.
Yeah, I mean, wow, what an aggressive move. Gardena PD really wanted to bring this one to an end. You see all the units that were ready, and all of them almost simultaneously got out of the vehicle here with their weapons drawn. It does look like there's only one person in the car, and this suspect has their hands out the window. I think they realize that they do not want to be messing with Gardena PD this evening. Crenshaw Boulevard and Sepulveda, one of the busiest intersections in the South Bay, where this is now coming to an end, seeing some hands out the window. So hopefully this is going to be it for this one.
Yeah, we think there's just, obviously the driver in there. This is a stolen pickup truck. That's Gardena Police at the front there. The successful pit maneuver happened just a moment ago, and that unit went off. Those three units there with Gardena Police at the front as we wait for this suspect to come out. As Des said, the door's now open. His hands have popped out. I do think that's going to be an F-250 heavy-duty truck, but that was a successful pit maneuver. And we don't see that very often. I wonder if we could talk a little bit about, Mike, as we wait to see and get code 4 on this with the arrest and whatnot. Does this depend on the different agencies? Gardena did this pretty quickly. We've seen that not with every single department.
Right. Each agency has their own rules. To be honest, in LA County, if this was an LA County chase, you probably wouldn't even have ground units behind it if it was just a stolen vehicle. Each agency is their own. I was mentioning right before that pit maneuver, Gardena PD had the opportunity to hand it off. There's that pit maneuver again. Had the opportunity to hand it off to CHP when it was on the freeway, but actually said they didn't want CHP's help. They wanted to hang on to this, which we do see time to time in these smaller agencies. They want to keep their own pursuits and end it the way they want to end it, which, they they chose to do with a pit maneuver today.
So that gentleman who was there, the suspect, kind of walked back on his knees to those officers as they take him into custody. Let's go back up to Desmond Shaw's. We're pretty close to wrapping this up, unless there's any reports of another person inside that vehicle. Des?
Yeah, they're going to definitely go and clear the vehicle right there. And you see the officer standing by with the taser just in case this suspect decides to resist. But it does look like they are complying now at this point. So calling out definitely to see if there's any other people in the vehicle. They're asking the suspect, is there anyone with you? This is, full-size trucks. It looks like if we can slide back to the south just a little bit, we'll see as they come through the passenger side. But I think we're going to see four fingers here in a second, as it looked like there was only the driver in the car. Passenger seat was empty. It's just a question of anyone is in the back seats. And it looks like we are...
The pursuit went on for about 15 minutes. No, the pursuit went on for about 15 minutes, and the police pursuit came to an end with a suspect that wanted to drive fast, tries to drive fast, and then he started driving slow and picked up speed. Now, the Gardena PD did a pit maneuver on the suspect. They did he was reaching speeds at 77 miles an hour on the service streets, and then at one point, the commuters did not try to get involved. That's why you don't get involved. You let the police handle it, and you let the police do their job while this is a pursuit that came to an end. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Have a great day, and we'll see you on Friday with a gang-armed suspect inside that SUV tries to outrun the police at 100 miles per hour. 100 miles per hour on the freeway. So, and thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Comment down below. Have a great day. And they did put an end to this pursuit with that Ford red truck. Earlier today, I took a picture of that Ford quality parts that's crafted as well. Ford quality parts that was made in 1999. All the cars were made in 2000, 2005, and the Y2K 2005 of that Ford Lincoln Mercury vehicles that was designed and made, and so many years ago that they made the vehicles of that Ford Motor Company, in that building assembly plant car productions in 2010s, 2020s. So thanks for watching. Have a great. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. See you guys. Bye.